Hi, I'm gonna give you a quick update as much as I can for the energies for October. Yes, it's spring on this side of the world in New Zealand, so it's really good to be basking on more sunshine and more daylight. So October is going to be not what we expect as your usual Libra Scorpio month. Usually October with equinox energies, it's always a change of season, and it is going to be a month for more division. The divide, which has been growing and growing during this year, has to reach its highest point of tension. And we're starting October with a full moon in Aries. So it's a fiery moon, and it will be squaring, challenging the big planets, Jupiter and Saturn are both, and Pluto, the three of them are in Capricorn, which, as we know, is the sign of the establishment, the powers that are, authority, the father figure, everything that is stable, the stability, the hard work, all of that. So it will be challenging all of that in your life at a personal level, and obviously at collective. We already are in the midst of this upheaval, constantly having to rethink and review and push through the established order. We can look at this month as the Tower. I think that would be in the tarot cards, would be the Tower. It's nothing that we're doing, as we already have done the work. Yeah, this process is already happening. The house is burning. The systems of control are shifting, are moving, are burning down, are in many forms. So it's more about, we're already in the midst of it, how we're gonna manage those energies. Pluto's gonna come direct on the 3rd of October, and that means we're gonna have that slingshot that we talk about in September, of that tension of pulling the arrow. We're gonna go and that can manifest in many ways. Pluto is the bringer of change and revolution. So we're already feeling all these energies coming through at a more mystical level. We're already going through deep transformation. Some of us would see that as opportunities for going higher in frequency. But that divide, that original divide that it start happening in December 2019, it's gonna reach its peak October, all the way to mid-November, before we have that release, that revelation, that change of paradigm completely in December. But that would be in a different video. So really, this is going to be a very interesting week, next couple of weeks, in terms of tension. The moon also in conjunction with Chiron, and Chiron bringing in the wounded healer. It's through the wound, through the emotional wound, that we heal, but also it is also time to let go of the wound. It is also important that we stop steering in the wound, in the pain, in the hurt, and we start coming out more into the experience of being alive and in enjoyment. This is very important, because we can get really stuck in the wound, that we think that we have to constantly review to heal it, and it's not necessary. I talked about September in the last energy update. I talked about letting go of the story, and really, if you haven't let it go of it, really let it go, because it's just gonna drag you backwards. and it's just going to start another karmic cycle for you. You're choosing that. You're choosing to keep steering the drama, and it's really need to move away from that completely, and really stepping more into the light as a sense of higher joyful frequency. And we have the option to step more into the balance, and that is a choice, even though the energies will keep pulling that divide, that stretching, that tension. So it's up to you whether you want to be part of that, if you want to take sides and keep stretching it, because maybe that's what you need to do, or if you want to completely let go of it and shift your energy and your awareness somewhere else, getting ready for the new energies to come. So that's basically the gist of the energies at the start, at the first 2 weeks of October. So on October the 9th, we're gonna have this really strong tension between Mars, Lilith, and Pluto. Pluto being Capricorn, and Mars and Lilith together in Aries, in the fire sign. Lilith the destroyer, but also Lilith the transformer. So this square is going to bring a lot of tension, and is going to unearth and reveal a lot of the dark side of people that have not resolved their shadow, people that still are playing the controller game, the manipulator game. It's going to be flipped. So there's going to be that moment of, oh my god, I didn't know this was going on. For some, for others will like knew it, and for others to really assume, take charge, take responsibility, and amend, make amendment. Very, very important. At a collective level, this will bring force. Systems of control will feel more forceful. The tension will keep coming in, really trying to control the situation. But of course, this will only bring more and more fire as things are. So very important to whatever your mission is, whatever your purpose, whatever you feel your stand in all of this. If you are in this still of game of life, called in to ignite the fire, or maybe make sure there's boundaries around the fire, or maybe bringing in that's enough. This is where it's going to get at its peak, and it's just gonna go from the 9th to the 13th. That's gonna be like a really short period of tension, and that also is true for your own inner shadows, your own inner voices. It also is true for your relationships. Any tension that hasn't been resolved needs to be resolved. How, it's really up to you, but the pressure will be on, the pressure cooker. So you have to either, if you're aware of it, then you can manage it. If you're unaware of it, it will just gonna go, and you just have to go, oh my god, this just happened, but it was needed to happen. So everything is as it needs to happen. Sometimes that pressure needs to be released, in order for things to come back into some kind of balance. The new moon in October 16 will bring up decision making. So if you are the type that avoids making decisions, you will have to make a decision. So if you start if you're listening to this and you are in a position where you know that you have to take a decision soon with something that needs to happen in your life, I will suggest start really working towards that. So it is a more conscious decision, and you don't feel so much pressure to do, but it's inevitable. It will push us to make a decision, a step where you need to step now. And this is all just before Scorpio takes in and comes in. And Scorpio, we know that it's always the reformer. The symbolism of the Scorpio is the card of death and rebirth. So after the Tower gets rid of everything that does not serve us, any systems of control or restriction or personal restriction, comes the Scorpion energies to start sweeping, moving through it. And it's the rising of the phoenix from the ashes. And Mercury and Venus on October 28th move into Libra. It's about searching for the facts, and the modely waters are going to start setting it down, so it's easier to communicate in a more balanced way what we are needing, what needs to happen at relationship levels, especially personal ones. So it's a really good time to have that heartfelt talk and make amends or reestablish or reconnect. If there has been a breakaway or a breakup situation, it's a good time, whether it's friendship or strong bonds, it's a good time to come back into the table and talk about what happened, and if it can be salvaged, if it can be fixed. And we're ending the month October 31st with another full moon, so the 2 moons in October. The last full moon of the month will be in conjunction with Uranus, and Uranus will always bring that unexpected, that shift, that surprise, and the flip side of things, it's a new opportunity. And it's not always easy to deal with these energies. They're not pleasant. They're quite uncomfortable to deal at times, but it is needed. It's all part of a big cosmic cycle that we are in, and life goes on in that respect. There's all these cycles always moving and shifting us, and it's up to us to release that feeling of resistance, the illusion of control. We're not in control, and yet we have the choice to truly get active or passive or observing, whatever your experience is in this life, and that is your choice based on what you need to live. But it's really about being very aware of the energies, and if you're aware of what's going on, it's way easier to manifest, to create, to observe, to relax, to whatever your choice is. It's really about that. And of course, I always will encourage you to make the best of it, because this life it's really beautiful. It is magnificent. Even when it gets really hard, and it is really hard to see the beauty at moments, but if you just let it be, let it go, and find the beauty or find that moment of peace wherever you're at, then you go past it, then you can see the illusion for what it is. And that's truly the awakening, is choosing to see the beauty in, or the lesson, or the growth in any given moment. If you can see that, then you become the master of your own reality, rather than being in the dream, being dreamed. You become the dreamer. Then you can see it. This is what's needed. This is what's going on. Now, what do I choose to do from here? Right? So October is now about this divide, snapping, taking a decision, whatever that is, releasing every system of control that you've been either part of, supporting, or have allowed to in your life, from people, from your inner restrictions. And once that is released, then it's really about clearing, cleansing, and moving, if that's what you're working with. If you already have done this work, then hold space. Then hold the space and be very present, be very aware, and do not take sides. Do not add wood to the fire. Just become that guardian, that light, that stability, that tree, that stone, that balm, that water for whoever needs to be coming whoever is in the fight at the moment, doing its thing, can come back to us, relax, get charged, nurture, back into the fight, whatever it is. So we all have our own way of moving through these energies, yeah. And after October, we're gonna go sweeping really, really quickly into the end of the year in December 21st, which it's a massive one. It's a massive portal, gateway, and cosmic alignment at many, many levels in many timelines and universes. So it's beyond our comprehensions at time. But what is transpiring is we're birthing ourselves. We're birthing a new reality, and we're birthing a new way of living. And that also comes with letting go of a lot and birthing pains. It's what it is. So the path of the less resistance is a path towards more creativity. So we really need to keep focusing more on the creative side rather than the resisting side. And then all is well. And then all is as it should be, really. So I leave you with that. I hope you're good, and namaste all.